Sometimes plans change. For instance, today I was dragging this bike down from the loft, and I say dragging it down from the loft because for months and months and months and many, way too long, it has been parked right next to the hyperhydroform frame. One of my loft bikes, I have another one over here. Look at that. You remember that one? That's a classic. And another classic in a modern sort of way has been these Ridge 29s. This is one of the first ones here. These Ozark Trails have been good bikes, very popular. So imagine my surprise when I'm deciding to film this, a Park Tool dummy hub. And the reason I'm doing this, we've had rain constant for like 2 months, maybe 3 months. It's like Seattle here, raining practically every day. And when rainy days hit, but you still want to do bike stuff, well, you look for things to piddle around with on a bike, especially when you have a YouTube channel. But I'll come back to this in another video because it's while I was messing around with this that I noticed something that stood out to me. Now, before we get up close and personal on this, I do want to say that I have chipped around on it with this little blade because I was trying to get this one little piece of paint to come off to see if what I think I'm seeing is what I'm seeing. Let me try to show this to you the way that I saw it because I didn't have the bike on the stand. I had it on the floor upside down here because I thought I could get a closer view of this dummy hub. Again, I'll cover this in a different video. It's kind of cool if you're working on bikes, you want to test out shifting, things like that. But I saw, see if I can focus here. Yeah, I just kind of looked down and I saw just a little bit of silver, just the faintest bit of silver amongst all this other gray. Every joint is gray, gray, gray. And then I had just this faint little bit of silver that I saw. They turning lemons into lemonade, or potential lemons into lemonade, because I'm also checking out my microphone. My new microphone's noise cancellation system. I have my mini split unit blowing straight on me. Hopefully you can't hear the wind. But right there, just right up at the top, I saw just a little silver. As I was looking, again, I'm leaned back here, and then I look and focus on that area, and I just see just a little bit of silver up there at the top. And upon further inspection, it appears to me that this weld is separating the chainstay from this dropout mount bracket section, the ends here of the rear triangle. And I did take, again, I took this pick because what I was trying to do is chip away. There's a little, looks like extra chunk of paint right there, and I've been trying to chip away at that to get to it because it looks to me like there's a little crack there that goes down into this, what appears to be a paint glob, and then it looks like it's down here. Need to zoom you in just a little better. Is that better? Can you see it just a little better? Do you see right there a little separation? And if I did this, I mean, it looks to me like that is changing. And down there, now you can't see down there just because of the shadows. And I've tried letting you view this on the rack so you can see it turned the other way. But right there, it appears to me that this is cracking, that this weld is cracking and separating. If I could get that little chunk there out, and that might be just a weld glob. But I didn't want to scratch it up too much because as soon as I saw it, I thought, well, my first thought was, oh no, one of my favorite frames. This is a really good bike. But that, well, that would be a no-go. And then, hey, and how about this? The Park Tool stand, beneficial in this particular instance. We were up here looking right there. But when I looked down here, now I haven't touched this with the pick or anything. And I haven't even touched it with, well, I think I did rub it with a finger. But I want you to look right down in there. Let me zoom in. Does that not look like a little bit of separation at some potential pitting to you? Now, I've tried flexing on this. I mean, as much as you safely can. You don't want to bend out and bend in on your dropouts. But it looks to me, if I can get this to focus, like there might be a potential little problem there. As I believe I am seeing right here. And again, just kind of right in that. It's hard to do because I can't use two hands. But I mean, just right there at the top, do you see that? And then right in there, just those two parts, just kind of disregard the little middle section. Because again, I did scratch around on it, but right there and right there. which is interesting because everywhere else on this frame, the welds look really, really good. I mean, there's, a little random pit here and there that's going to happen with any mass manufactured item. But all the critical points, all the really critical ones where you'll normally see a frame crack, the major stress points, if there's any flexing, and frames do flex a little bit, see, like there's a little pit there, but you don't see any separation. But look, see that? And that is not a mark that I made. I have not touched this with anything other than a finger, but it looks to me like right at that pit that this weld is separating just a bit. And wow, it doesn't look as good when you're zoomed in as it does to the naked eye. And look, that's kind of the hidden areas. But you get here to the visible areas, and oh, look at them nickels. Look at those, what do they say, stacked nickels or stacked dimes. Those all look good, but get into this hidden area. Do you think that's a problem? Do you think this is a problem? As I flex on this, I'm not seeing anything, but I'm telling you, when I had two hands on it, the first glimmer before I did anything here, trying to help myself see, I think if anything, I made it worse as far as me being able to see anything, but just right there, that silvery point, just right as this corner here, this edge rolls over, and then right down in there, I think that's a crack, my friends. Now, let me state one thing clearly. I am not trying to turn the Ozark Trail mountain bike world upside down, trying to use this shot, right? How about that? Upside down, talking about upside down. No. These are great bikes. They are a great value, very good, very well made, very well equipped in my opinion. Just so happens though that mine has developed one and potentially two problems. I just thought I would share it. I share everything with you guys. And I know people that have ridden frames with worse signs of anything, but I'm cautious. This is the back wheel, so I'm probably gonna have to retire this one and get myself another one. Again, let me clearly state, I am not trashing Ozark Trail. I'm not trashing these Ridge bikes because they are amazing budget bikes. Look at this. This one still has the Sunturf fork, and look at all that. Getting some use out of the bike, and they're great bikes. It just so happens that mine has developed not one, but potentially two problems. What do you think? Comment below on this, and I really wish that I hadn't used that blade to scrape on there because it was just so obvious, and I made it worse, made it less obvious by scratching around on here, trying to chip out that little middle section there so I could flex on this better and really see how much of any problem this is here. So what do you think? Comment below. Also comment, let me know what you think I should do. Should I get another frame, another one of these bikes, and just convert these parts over? Or should I strip them off, put them on something else? I have so many other bikes that I'm trying to upgrade, and you know how much parts have went up. I could use some of these parts. There's that dummy hub in action. Look at that. Talk about that in another video. But comment below with what you think about this. About some potential cracking. I mean, definite something there and potentially here. Comment below with what you think. Thanks for watching and have a great day.